St. Cecilia's, which is a church on one side, but it also has classrooms. And they do arranging classes in here and ear training and what else do they do? This is Ben, by the way. Say hi to Ben.
Hi.
Ben, what else do they do in here?
College writing.
College writing. Okay, we're gonna have a quick look. So I think there's a test going on, but these are two of the classrooms. Let's go.
The Genko Uchida building, or the 921 building, is, like the 1140 building down the road, full of many different offices and classrooms, and is also home to the David Friend Recycle Hall, one of Berklee's premier performance spaces.
So we're outside 921, that's the Uchida building on Boylston Street. Down that way is where we were when we were looking at 1140, 150 Mass Ave. It's all down that way. So when I was pointing, I was pointing down this way. So this is the main area, and this is the 921 building. And we're gonna show you a little bit about 921, and then we're pretty much done. So, let's go. All right, so we're on the 6th floor of the Uchida building. It's 921 Boylston Street, and we're on the 6th floor, so there's 3 really important departments up here. The first one, which you guys are gonna be really interested in, is the admissions department. And so they're the people you're going to contact about your application here, your audition and interview and all that jazz. So that's the first really important department here. Next on the list is the Career Development Center, the CDC, and this is where you guys need to go to find out about gigs and how to further your career and all sorts of wonderful stuff like that. And they have a lot of resources and a lot of very helpful people to help you figure out exactly what you want to be doing with your path as a musician. And if you come down here, the next really relevant part of the 6th floor is the Student Employment and Scholarships Office. Now the Student Employment Office has shifted, but the scholarships are still right here. So this is where you guys need to go to sort out your money. And yes, that's fantastic. This is the 6th floor, so we're gonna head down to the 5th floor right now, and we're gonna have a lot of fun. So let's go. Okay, so we're on the 5th floor now, and there's a lot of piano labs on the 5th floor, but we also have the Vice President for Student Affairs. To be completely honest, I don't really know what they do, but I know they're very important and very cool, and they're also very accommodating. I went in there by accident once because I didn't know what they did, and they were very nice, so I'm happy. Anyway, I'm gonna just quickly show you around here the piano labs. They're kind of big. There's a lot of pianos in them, and this is actually the floor where I auditioned. I remember this very vividly. I went into that piano lab, and they gave me 10 minutes to prepare, and then I went over down by this way and into what I like to call a mini fishbowl. So let's go over there backwards, and I will try not to run into a wall. And it's very dark, but this is the room I auditioned in. I remember this exactly. It was cool. So we're on the 4th floor right now, and most of the 4th floor is taken up by guitar labs and also private lesson labs for guitars. And there's also the performance division have their offices here. So mainly this is going to be where you're going to hang out if you're a guitar player. So there's a lot of labs with like 5 or 6 people, and there's also the private labs. And this is where you'll come to set up your proficiency exams every semester, and where you come to talk about where you're going to perform for each proficiency. This is where it's at for guitar players, the 4th floor. Now we're going to take you to floor 3. Alright, so we're on the 3rd floor now, and the 3rd floor houses a lot of ensemble rooms, but there's also the BERN, which is the Berklee Internet Radio. There's the Student Activity Center, and there's also the Academic and Private Counseling Center. So we're going to give you a quick walkthrough of what we're talking about. The BERN, the Internet Radio, they're right here. This is where they're at, and they're on air right now.
As well as the classrooms and the student radio, the 3rd floor is also home to the Student Activity Center and the Counseling Advising Center, both very important places when it comes to enhancing your experience at Berklee.
Alright, so we're on the 2nd floor, and the 2nd floor is undoubtedly one of the most important floors when it comes to you guys. and everyone else that goes to Berklee, because the bursar's office is here and the Office of Financial Aid. So this is where you're going to come to make sure your bills are paid, where you can come to get help with your tuition and all sorts of things. So it's a very important floor, and yes, it's wonderful. I don't really know what else to say apart from the fact it's incredibly important, and I'm just honored to be standing next to a wall of this color. Cool. Alright, so we're now on the first floor, and another very important floor. I need to stop saying important, it's just losing its meaning now. But this is where the registrar's office is, so anytime you guys come to fix your classes up, register for new classes, drop classes, figure out what's going on with your schedule, this is where you're going to come. It's the first floor. And also something very, very, very cool about the first floor is the Day Fed Recycle Hall. And it's one of the, it's like the second largest performance venue at Berklee, and it's very, very cool. And also, if you're doing recitals, it's the place just below performing at the BPC, which is the Berklee Performance Center. It seats, I think, 1,200. So this is the place you go before you perform at the BPC. It's a really nice venue. A lot of stuff happens here. So this, in short, was the Genko Uchida building. We call it 921 Uchida. And it's pretty much one of the main centers of Berklee. A lot of administrative stuff happens in 1140 because that's what the president is. But this is where a lot of the other offices are. So, you know, your registrar, your bursar, comptroller, all sorts of things are right here. And yeah, this is 921. I think we're just about done with our tour, actually. I think we're done with most of the main buildings. There are lots of tiny buildings all over the place, but these are the main buildings that we've gone through. So we did 1140 Boylston, we did 22 The Fenway, I've run around like a complete insane person around the 150 building, and now 921. So I really hope this helps you guys figure out where you are and what to expect of the buildings, because when I came here I didn't know anything about what they looked like. Show you one of the many alleyways at Berklee. There's a lot of hidden places and they're pretty cool. So we're just gonna take a trip down one. Looks a little dodgy, but it's pretty cool. So if you come down this way,